Hi, I'm Jim, and this tutorial is for you if you've never used Unity or Blender before, but you want to have fun trying out 3D modeling or virtual reality development or game development without getting overwhelmed. I'm going to show you how to sculpt a cave in Blender, and then you'll be able to explore it with the flashlight in Unity. There's only a couple steps, but before we get started, make sure to download both Unity and Blender. There are links below for both. I've linked you to a zip file on my Google Drive that has a Unity file inside for you to work from. So go ahead and click that link, and then click Download. Pull the downloaded file to your desktop or somewhere easy to see, and then right-click and extract all. It should open up, but if not, make sure that you click on the folder that you've extracted, and then click Cave Exploration and Assets. And Cave Exploration, you should see the little Unity logo there. When Unity opens up, it's pretty dark, and the reason why I made it that way is so that you can see the flashlight and you're sort of drawn to the inside of the cave. You can make it lighter. I'll show you how to do that a little bit later on. So go ahead to the bottom of the window and double-click on the cube that says Cave below it. That's going to open up Cave, the Blender file. Okay, now we're in Blender. Now don't worry, even though the screen is lined with windows and little icons, there's only 3 steps to get to the sculpting that we're going to do today. The first one is to go to the bottom of the screen and select Edit Mode. Go to the middle of that left window and click Subdivide. I'm going to do it slowly. We're going to click it 6 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that upped the amount of polygons on our cube. Now go back to the bottom of the screen, and you're going to switch from Edit Mode to Sculpt Mode. And you can see on the left-hand window that it changed, and now you have this Sculpt Brush window. And I'm going to bring the radius down a bit, and you can see when I left-click on the cube, I am now sculpting the cube. It's as easy as that. So I had it on Subtract. You can also add to the mesh. You can see how that looks. I'm basically pulling out all those polygons. Being a total beginner, sculpting is a great way to learn some navigation in Blender. So use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out on the object you're sculpting. And then you can click the middle mouse button, hold it, and move your mouse to rotate around the object. You can adjust the radius, which is the size of the brush. And you can also click on the image of the brush and select a different tool like this smoothing tool. Notice how it smooths out the edges of the cube. If you notice, there's a little black outlined sort of a pyramid thing on its side. That's a camera, and we're not using that in Blender, except I wanted to put it there where it is so you knew where the front of your cave is. The front being when you press play in Unity, that's where the player character is looking at. So I wanted to position it so that you could sculpt the entrance of your cave and it would be right in front of you and you didn't have to walk around the cave to get to the entrance. This is a great spot to pause the video, take 10-15 minutes and just have fun sculpting something, playing with the different tools, and see what you can come up with. And then go ahead and unpause and we'll see what this looks like in Unity. By now you should have something sculpted, so go ahead to the top and click File and Save, and then switch over to Unity. Now you'll think, oh, I just sculpted a thing, it just looks like the cube. Just give it a moment and it will update, and you'll see before long, there it is, your cave. And so now all there's left to do is press play. And you can see now you can move your mouse around and it's your view, just like a first-person game. And you could use the WASD keys or the arrows to move forward and back, and go ahead and start walking to the entrance of your cave. Now you can see there, the cave is actually set a little bit into the terrain, so you might need to sculpt the entrance a little bit higher. Just go ahead and go back to Blender and do that, and it'll update right in the window. But there it is. That's basically the whole tutorial. Now you've sculpted a 3D object and in a game engine made it so that you can explore it. Now, this is a great starting point. I wanted to make this as simple as possible. There's all kinds of things that you can do from here, like just learn one thing about Unity and see if you can add that to the scene. For example, say you want to add some light inside the cave, like there's a campfire of some kind. Another thing you could do is add a particle system. Let's say the top of the cave's in a mountain, and at the top of the mountain it's a volcano, so there's smoke coming out of the top of it. You'll learn the most and the fastest if you look something up and think about how to apply it to a scene. Use the constraint or limitation of a cave environment to let your imagination and creativity run wild. If you make something, please share it with me. I'd love to see it, and better yet, play it. Oh, by the way, if you want to brighten the scene up, go ahead and click on the setting sun. In the transform window on your right, change the rotation. Thanks for being brave enough to dive into a completely new art form and medium for storytelling. I'll work on my own cave idea and share it with you in a few weeks. Thanks again for watching.